Heute sind wir im Cappuccino und interviewen heute Moanzy.
No, this time I was finding myself. Thank you.
Wir machen das Interview auf Englisch. Natürlich werden dann die deutschen Untertitel noch dazukommen. Aber deswegen einfach mitlesen oder wer auch Englisch kann, einfach schön mithören. Ja, und wir fragen einfach Moanzy ein bisschen über ihn, über seine Musik und was ihn halt zu ihm macht. Let me ask, how did the name come up? Why Moanzy?
I used to call myself Mika Jones because when I was traveling around Europe and say Brazil, my Dutch name didn't really fit because I couldn't say, hey, my name is Joop. It wouldn't really work because people were really saying like, wait, what, how? Wait, it's a really simple name, but it's still hard for international people. So back in the days, I had a imaginary friend, you know, and this imaginary friend, I called this person Mumika. And this name I just remembered for so long, and when I started to make music under an artist name, I remembered this name and I was like, maybe I can use this as an artist name, Mumika, Maika. But then it sounds like some kind of, I don't know, Asian kitten bands or something, Maika, meow, you know. So then I thought about, okay, maybe there's a part in this name that I could like, and that I would like and could use. And then I thought about this Mika, because Mika seems very international for all the countries, I guess. So then I used Mika, and I got my original Dutch name Joop, and I changed it more into like an English kind of version. So you can think about Jacob, Jones, and then I made Mika Jones. So this was a combination of like my name and my imaginary friend's name. And I traveled with this for like say 1.5 years. And then I just met a lot of new people in the music business, and I wanted to rebrand myself, make new music, different kind of genre music, and I couldn't really do this under my indie kind of name, Mika Jones. So I just took Mika Jones and smashed it together. So the M and the Jones, Moanzy, bam. That's the whole story. That's the whole story. It's a bit of a long story, I'm sorry, but...
It's a good story. That's certainly cool how that came around then, yeah. Really good, really good. And you're talking about more of an indie style, but you also do great covers and really mix them up. I mean, we've heard some of them, they're really good, but how did you come up with the different covers? Like, you like to kind of ask the audience what they do, you have to see what they have to say, and then you take their input and change it into your song. Is that also a big part for you?
Yeah, for real. Like I always thought about how to make a concert interesting, you know, because it could play like cover after cover after cover after cover, but I mean, there are so many people who can do this. So I wanted to be a bit more special. So I thought about stage performance and see, okay, maybe I can make people sing along, clap along, give some comments in what they like and what they don't like. And so I have these general questions that I will ask people, like, hey, do you like old music or new music, or do you want to have a fast song or a slow song? Because if you ask people what song do you want to hear, it's most of the time a bit overwhelming. It's like, songs, yeah. So I like to ask this general more questions to see what they would like, and the variety of songs that I know is a bit of knowledge that I have from my dad and my mom. You know, the music they listen to, the old music, and the new music is because also I'm interested in like top 40 music and see how music is developing. So I have a bit of both worlds in my past and my present.
That's nice, but you also you have the cover songs that you like to incorporate the audience in, but you also have your own songs, don't you? Like, there are some on Spotify, and how do they come around? Like, what's the story behind them?
Okay, so when I changed my artist name to Moanzy, I did this because I found a producer who liked to work with me. So he made the instrumentals, and I just let my focus on it. And then it turned out to be such a good match because he liked so much what I did, and I liked what he did. So it was like, whoa, that's amazing. So in this nice flow, we were making and he lived in the Netherlands, just the other side of the country, but Netherlands small, so I could drive over. So in 2 hours I will be there, and we work together on many songs. And I was just in a bit of a bad time with a breakup with a lady who also made music, and we had a bit of a rough patch. Yeah, it's a bit of a dark story, you know. I could elaborate, but You just have to know that we just hit rock bottom, and then we had to break up because of the things that happened. And yeah, after all this, I met this producer. So then I had all these feelings I wanted to write about, and I did. So it's a bit dark. The album is called Only When It Rains, preferably at dark, because this was the mood, you know. This was the mood I wrote in, and this was the mood I was always feeling in. So, yeah, these are the songs on the album.
Yeah, but these days also your other songs that you do today, they're all a bit more upbeat, also medleys for various different songs, and yeah, you're also a street performer, so that's your main place where you perform. Do you think the street's more like the interesting place, or would you rather perform there, or in cafes, or fill out a whole stadium, or everything?
All right, so yeah, street is something I value a lot because street is a place where you can already earn with your art, and I would recommend anyone who makes art to try it on the streets. It's like tryouts, you know, because you can just do whatever you like, and people will always judge, but it doesn't matter if you are playing in a cafe, in a pub, or in a stadium. People will always judge. So, yeah, street is something I value, but I wouldn't want to do it my entire life. You know, it's a nice getaway to try out and new things and to make new experiences. But I think I love the most when I have a concert with just people who want to listen to my music, you know, and then I would love to make music not alone, but just with them as well, you know, like sing with the crowd and play with the crowd, and it would be nice to have maybe band members, maybe, you know, just to fill up a bit more, just have a really good time. So yeah, I would prefer concerts.
Now, you've played in a lot of places before, all around Germany and the Netherlands as well, and now you're off to Japan to go and tour around there a bit on the streets. What would you say is the best place where you've performed?
Yeah, I gotta say Brazil, because the Brazilian mentality is so different than I think Europe knows, because it's so warm. You know, I played in Sao Paulo, and I was so, let's say, ill-prepared, and I was so unexperienced. But still, I played in big pubs. I stayed with other musicians. They just told me, you can sleep at our place, you can sleep in my bed. You know, I was just sleep on the couch. You know, their hospitality is crazy. I want to state on the record that I was such a shitty singer back then. But Brazil loved me, and I still don't know why. So I would say best place was of all Brazil.
Fair enough. And now you're off to Japan next week. You've been in Marburg for a while now, and after Japan, what's next for Moanzy?
Well, Moanzy has to go home and save up some money. Honestly, you know, I mean, music doesn't pay that well. I had really good months here, and I think Germany is really kind towards musicians, because I earned a decent living here, and I was really, really grateful. Marburg is the first city I earned more with music than with IT, because IT is my second profession, I would say so. So I will go back to the Netherlands. I will probably work in IT a little bit to save up some money. I will go back being a piano teacher.
If you want to see Moanzy next, you'll have to go to the Netherlands. If you want to take piano lessons, you'll also have to go to the Netherlands. But yeah, we hope to see you again in Marburg. Come visit the city again. We're glad to have you here for the few months. It was good. Liked seeing you on the streets. It was always heard you singing. Always came by. It was great. It was fantastic. So thank you for blessing Marburg with your music. And also thanks for the interview.
No. No, 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 don't you come back no more.